Imagine you're walking through a city. Everyone suddenly stops and looks up at the sky. Dozens of people, hundreds of people, all staring at exactly the same place. What would you do? Would you keep walking? Or would you look up too? Most people believe they'd ignore the crowd, but history and psychology suggest something very different. Because humans don't just learn from experience, we learn from each other. And sometimes we follow without ever asking why. Meet Lucas. Lucas starts a new job. On his first day, everyone eats lunch at exactly 12:30. Everyone laughs at the manager's jokes. Everyone stays 5 minutes late before leaving. No one ever said these were the rules. Yet within a week, Lucas is doing exactly the same things. Not because anyone forced him, because he wanted to belong. Imagine crossing a long bridge. You're walking alone. Then you notice everyone else moving toward one side. You don't know why. Maybe they saw something. Maybe they're avoiding danger without thinking. You move with them. The crowd becomes your shortcut for deciding what feels safe. For most of human history, being separated from your group wasn't just lonely, it could be deadly. The people around you knew where food was, where danger was. Who could be trusted? Following the group often increased your chances of survival. Your brain still carries that ancient programming. Today, it doesn't just help you avoid predators, it quietly influences what you buy, who you trust, what you believe, and sometimes even who you become. Have you ever entered a room where everyone was silent and instantly lowered your own voice? Or stood in a queue without questioning why it started there? Most social rules aren't written down, they're copied. We constantly scan the behavior of other people looking for clues about what's normal. Without realizing it, we imitate far more than we invent. Imagine everyone around you running in one direction. Would you stop to ask questions? Probably not. That's useful during a real emergency, but dangerous when the crowd itself is mistaken. History is filled with moments where huge groups confidently believed things that later turned out to be false. The size of a crowd doesn't guarantee the accuracy of its beliefs. It only increases our confidence that they must be right. Imagine walking past two restaurants. One is empty, the other has a queue stretching outside. Which one feels better? The food might be identical, but your brain sees the queue as evidence. If everyone else chose it, there must be a reason. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's just another crowd following the first crowd. Belonging feels good. It's one of our deepest human needs. But sometimes, the price of belonging is silence. People laugh at jokes they don't find funny, agree with opinions they don't believe, stay quiet when they see something wrong, not because they're weak, because standing alone feels frightening. Imagine a flock of birds flying together. One bird changes direction. At first, it looks strange, maybe even foolish. Then another follows, then another. Every movement that changes the crowd starts with one person willing to leave it. Every innovation, every social movement, every great idea began with someone who accepted the discomfort of standing apart. The next time you find yourself agreeing with everyone else, pause. Ask yourself one simple question. Do I believe this? Or do I simply feel safer believing it? Sometimes the answer will be the same, sometimes as it won't. And recognizing the difference is where independent thinking begins. The crowd isn't your enemy. Most of the time, It's incredibly useful. It teaches us, protects us, connects us. But the crowd should be a guide, not a substitute for your own judgment. Because the strongest minds aren't the ones who always disagree. They're the ones who know why they agree and why they don't. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to How to Stick. Every week we uncover the hidden psychology behind the way people think, behave, and interact through simple animated stories that make complex ideas stick, one simple story at a time.